Hi guys, today we will be discussing about another experiment, that is the starch and amylase interaction. It's a time-based experiment. In the previous experiment we have seen only a simple interaction between starch and the amylase, but today we will be looking at time-based phenomena with these reactions. So let's start with the experiment.
This experiment that is about the starch and the amylase, and it's a time-based experiment. Basically, the enzyme amylase that catalyzes the breakdown of starch into the simple sugars, because the starch is made up of glucose units. So, when amylase act on the starch, that is converting it into the glucose units. So this presentation that describe an experiment using the iodine solution to track the digestion of starch by amylase over the period of time. So it's a time-based experiment. You know, the starch is present everywhere in the food item as a carbohydrate. So we are using the iodine test for the purpose of identification of the starch. Look at this one. This is the iodine solution in the bottle. It's the iodine solution. It's when in the solution form, that is yellow to reddish side color. So when this iodine is put into the starch, that shows a blue coloration. So look at this one, how this process takes place. As you know that the starch is made up of the glucose unit, it's a polymer, homopolymer, homopolysaccharide. So what is doing this amylase? This is an enzyme that is actually breaking down the glycosidic linkage between the glucose unit. It's an enzyme that is breaking down the glycosidic linkage between the two glucose units. So we are getting the monomers of the glucose. So what is doing this amylase? That is producing the monomers of glucose. So before the experiment, a tube containing amylase solution and a tube containing starch solution are placed in a water bath. The solution are given time to reach the temperature of the water bath. You can see two test tubes here. These are the two test tubes containing the amylase solution, and second one have the starch solution in it. That is heated into the water bath at a certain temperature that is suitable for the amylase for 15 minutes. So why do the solution need to start at the same temperature? That is an important question. Why do the solution need to start at the same temperature? Because the temperature can affect the enzyme activity. So this variable must be controlled during the experiment. So let's start with this one. A spotting tiles is prepared with a drop of iodine solution in each dimple, that containing the iodine solution, drop of iodine into each dimple of the same concentration. So what is happening? The starch solution and enzyme solution are then mixed in one tube, and the tube is placed back in the water bath for the rest of the experiment. It's the starch amylase solution, right? So why we put it into the water bath? Why this starch amylase solution that is kept into the water bath? Because we are providing the control temperature for the enzyme so that it doesn't affect the result. So every few minutes, a drop of starch amylase solution is taken from the tube in the water bath and added to the iodine solution in one dimple on the spouting tiles. On the spouting tiles. And we will be labeling according to the time. These dimples are labeled according to the time. 0 means at the first instance of time, 2 mean after 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 mean 4 minutes, 6 and so on. So we are looking at the behavior. The number show the minutes after mixing the starch and amylase together. A dash shows indicator solution that is only the iodine. When was the digestion of starch by amylase complete? We can see here that is about 12 to 14 minutes. Between 12 to 14 minutes. At 12 minutes there is a slight change in the color indicating a little starch, but at 14 minutes the iodine did not change color, indicating all the starch has been broken down. So it's a time based experiment. You can see here 12 and 14 number dimple. 14 there is no change in color, and after 14, 16, 18, 20 there is no change in color of the iodine solution. So we can conclude from here in this experiment 12 to 14 minutes is the time that is sufficient to bring the change in the color of starch, color of iodine. Thank you very much.